quick marker swatch for you because I mentioned these markers on my Instagram account. These are alcohol-based artist markers, and I bought them to use as highlighters, but I did not realize they were alcohol-based when I bought them, which typically tend to bleed on paper. So I was using them just on my sticky notes, and then I found the Tombows, which actually do not bleed, and they work great as neutral toned highlighters. So if you like the mild liners, you'll probably like the Tombows as well. I just felt like these were a little bit dark for me. Like the brown and the gray show up pretty dark on my inserts, so I wanted something that was a little bit lighter and more neutral. So I just wanted to show you guys kind of the difference in these two sets of markers. These I got on Amazon for like maybe $12, and then I got these on Amazon for, I don't even remember. But you can also get these at Cloth and Paper now. They added these to their website. So you can just go on, and if you're placing an order, you can just grab these, or you can buy them individually, I believe, if you just want certain colors. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch these, and I'll write the names so you know what they are in case you wanted individual markers. But then I'll show you the bleed on the other side of the paper, and the paper that I'm going to be using for this test is it's Hammermill 28-pound copy paper, and I use this for anytime I print my own inserts. I typically use like a 28-pound paper, so I thought that's what I would test it on. Okay, so I had to put down a plastic sheet because these markers started bleeding through right away onto my backdrop. They do bleed a lot. So up here I have the two mild liners, and then these are the artist brush pens I got from Amazon that are alcohol based, and these are the Tombows on this side. So I'm going to flip it over and show you guys the bleed. So as you can see, the alcohol-based markers are right here. Even the mild liners bleed a little bit, but these bleed right through the page, and they even went on to the page behind it. So you definitely don't want to use these in your planner. You could still use them on sticky notes. And of course, if you're an artist and you're looking for alcohol-based markers, these are probably great for you, but for using them in my planner as highlighters, these definitely don't work for me. And on this side, these are the Tombows, and you can probably see like the shadow of each of these. They definitely don't bleed through the actual page, and they won't bleed onto the next page either. They're pretty much about the same as a regular highlighter. I'm not sure how much you guys can really see, but I can tell that even the mild liners bleed more than the Tombows because these are just water-based kind of blendable markers that aren't supposed to be super heavy duty. So these are perfect as highlighters in your planner, and these are some of my favorite colors. I love like the top maybe 5, and typically in my planner I use 800, 850, and 942, and I will sometimes use the 772, but I just prefer like this little grouping right here. I think they're really pretty neutrals. And I have had a lot of questions about how soon after can you highlight using the Tombows, if they smear ink at all. So I'll just do a quick demo of that as well. This is the Uniball Signo 307 pen. I believe this is at Cloth and Paper. This is the pen that I use in my planner all the time. I'm obsessed with it. So I'm just gonna write highlight test. I let my ink dry. I do not ever highlight right over my ink. Like typically if I'm planning, I will write out my plans and I'll come back either like an hour later or later in the day and highlight. That's just how I plan. I use the highlighting like motion to kind of come back to my planning and highlight things that are important for my day. But if I was just doing it for aesthetic reasons and I just wanted to have highlighters in my planner, I would probably wait a little while. And I just wrote, so it might smear a little bit, but I'll just show you just for the video. Hopefully you guys can see that it did smear a tiny bit, but these are artist markers and they're blendable and they're meant to kind of blend together. That's like kind of the whole purpose of them. So it doesn't bother me, but it will leave a little bit of the ink on the very tip of the brush. So usually what I do is I just kind of like get it out just by writing a little bit. But if I wait enough time, I usually don't have to do that at all. So I'm loving these. These Tombows are like the perfect hack for really light and subtle highlighting. I hope this was helpful, either if you're looking for highlighters or just artistry markers. The alcohol ones will definitely bleed, water-based typically won't, but I guess it does depend on the marker itself, the paper you're using, everything like that. They definitely don't bleed on my 28-pound paper or any of the inserts that I'm currently using. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have questions, just leave them below, but I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!